6,
this
and
is the end
we believe will be a field goal attempt for San Francisco. And he sticks it. So the Niners get on the board first, just 4 seconds into the second. Dicker waiting for his turn. Pinheiro does his part. First half, and then DJ Uiagalelei at quarterback in the second half, which is what we saw last week in Houston. Uiagalelei really performed well, along with the likes of Amar Johnson, who had 85 yards from scrimmage and a 2-point conversion to go with his 2 touchdowns. This one's going to be taken by Vidal right from the goal line. And he couldn't find that surge as he gets across the 25. So here comes Trey Lance for his second opportunity.
Yeah, last week he showed he operated well from the pocket, hooking up with Keandre Lambert-Smith a couple of times. Then he gets a rookie involved, Thompson. But this is what he does best, is throw on the run as he gets Johnny Pacuzzi into the action. So far tonight, 3 out of 4 for 28 yards.
Both he and Uiagalelei told us earlier this week that it was some of the best pockets they've had in years from their offensive line. Out of the pocket this time, and another good delivery, clean to Oronde Gadsden, who will get it to the 35-yard line. Picks up 8.
Bit of a dangerous pass. You hate to see a throw late over the middle, but it was a short throw to the tight end Gadsden. It sets up really a quarterback's dream situation. Second down and real short.
Keaton Mitchell staying in there, so good to see him get some extended action. And they will give it to him on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be a gain of a yard to set up, make it, 2nd and 2 to set up 3rd and 1. Upcoming for this Chargers offense, Garrett Wallow with the stop on Mitchell.
Defensively, the 49ers are doing a great job of shutting down the Charger run so far. Haven't been able to experience the speed of Mitchell just yet.
Signed a 2-year, $9.25 million deal after that man put a wanted poster in the Chargers facility, made it clear to Joe Ortiz that that had to be a priority. Davis, the motion man on 3rd and 1. It is Lance. He'll uncork, looking for Mitchell. Perfect delivery on the back shoulder and a big chunk first down.
Now we're seeing some speed out of Mitchell.
Although we've got a flag.
And it's all coming back. Illegal procedure against the Chargers.
Illegal formation offense. Number 86 was covered up by another eligible receiver. It's a 5-yard
field as he got behind the defense.
Good protection, lofting up high and incomplete for Lambert-Smith. Tight coverage, Diamador Lenore is there, and another 3 and out for the Chargers offense.
This is so much different than their joint practices that they had on Tuesday when the Charger passing game was just dominant against the 49ers zone. Lenore all over KLS.
So we saw Deebo Samuel out there for the first 2 punts. This time it's going to be Jacob Cowing, the 3rd-year player out of Arizona, wide receiver with some legit speed. As Scott puts it up high, and Cowing's going to have to come up to get it. And with some opportunity, he runs into a wall right at the 30. Just a 2-yard return after the impressive punt again on the hang time for McJones for the time being. Starting from the 31-yard line, and a pitch going to Zeus White, who gets clobbered after a gain of 2. So Chris O'Leary coming over. He was the safeties coach, as mentioned, 2 seasons ago with the Chargers in year 1 under Jim Harbaugh. Last season, the defensive coordinator and safeties coach at Western Michigan, but he was so instrumental in the career years of guys like Derwin James, Elijah Molden, Tony Jefferson a couple seasons ago, and they have been thrilled to have him back on the sideline.
Yeah, his defensive philosophy, play fast and violently, no hesitation.
Loft from Jones, incomplete, broken up last second. He was looking for Jacob Cowing down the field, and a nice play without even having to turn around to make said play, and force the incompletion by Rodney Shelley.
Well, you talk about timing. This ball and Shelley arrive at exactly the same time. Great reaction by Shelley. Great timing.
Niners are 4 for 6 on 3rd down, but 0 for 2 on 3rd and 7 plus in the first quarter plus. It's going to be Jones with a free rusher up the middle. Jones escaping with a couple of flags down. He'll let it rip. A little high and incomplete. And you've got to assume these two penalties in the direction of holding against the offense.
Well, you almost saw Genesis Smith with a
Holding.
spectacular catch.
Offense, number 9. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is 4th down.
Last week against the Texans, Smith almost had an interception in the end zone. Here's the holding, left side of the screen. Can't miss that, can you?
No.
There's the flags that didn't miss it either.
Meanwhile, it was R.J. Mickens who had the free run up the middle. You mentioned Smith, almost the spectacular catch last week. Jim Harbaugh said he looked like Lynn Swann, how he was tracking the ball high in the end zone.
Just ran out of room.
He sure did. Keandre Lambert-Smith is back to receive this one from Waitman on 4th and 8. And KLS will take it from inside the 20 and advance it about 5 more yards ahead to get this Chargers offense back in business. Low-scoring affair, so Trey Lance has his face mask ready to go. Kamani Vidal in the game for the first time in the backfield with him. And on first down, to the air. Lance over the middle, wide open. And a first down catch from Gadsden with a flag down back at the 20.
12. Both didn't get reset. That's a 5-yard penalty replay. First down.
Wipes off the 18-yard gain, and we go to Jamie Maggio.
Guys joining the broadcast.
Jim Harbaugh has had a lot of praise for the way that Taylor has been ascending, according to Harbaugh. He started the last game of the season last year at left guard in Denver. So, drive will continue on a 2nd and 13 from the 20. Devontae Ross was the man in motion. Lance with a step. Gadsden could not reel it in. It was tight coverage by Jaden Duggar, the rookie.
Bounce back with their pass defense. In fact, their entire defense from the workout they had against the Chargers on Tuesday.
Scott with another high punt. Cowing will let it bounce at the 35, takes a Charger bounce inside the 25, and again, J.K. Scott with excellent placement inside the 15 to the 13. Well, the best defense is
Free with the information.
He said that
Great leader.
Mack and Tuipulotu have both been outstanding every day. That one a little off the mark, looking for Braden Willis, and there's Khalil Mack. The thing that Mesidor said, you asked for an example of something that he would ask K-Mac, and he mentioned basically asking him when to do certain moves based on where you're lining up and where you are to the quarterback, and he said Mac's answer was so detailed, it made so much sense for Mesidor to now put it right into practice.
Yeah, and they love the pass rush moves too, don't they?
They sure do.
Sharing information. Dirty scoundrels.
So the pitch goes to the outside, and a gain of 2 will make it 3rd down and 8. But you think about this pass rush opportunity, and you mentioned the aggressive nature of the Chris O'Leary defense. He's going to want to put pressure on the quarterback. You've got Mack, Tuipulotu, Bud Dupree, and now Mesidor, the first-round pick out of Miami. Just options, and multiple options at that. They feel Mesidor can be just as effective inside as he is on the outside, along with a guy like Tuipulotu.
Well, Mesidor's got great size, 6'3", 280 pounds.
3rd down and 8. See what this Chargers defense can do. They bring 4 with a spy. And a little too high for Cowing. Jones with a couple of errant throws and a 3 and out in deep territory for the Niners.
Well, Jones started 2 for 2 for 34 yards. Since then, 0 for 5. And on this drive, a couple of passes that he'd obviously like to get back. One was a short pass in the flat. That one sailed way over the head of the wide receiver.
So Keandre Lambert-Smith with a potential opportunity here. And as Waitman, who had a 71-yard punt just a couple of years ago, is going to look to see what he can do. The lefty delivers a spiral, and Lambert-Smith will take it just in front of midfield with a couple of blocks. Lambert-Smith gets excellent field position across the 45 to the 42 of the Niners. Best field position of the day for the Chargers. Let's see if they can take advantage when we come back to SoFi Stadium. Trey Lance operating next. On first down, good time. It runs out for Lance, and now show off the wheels. A lot of space for Lance. inside the 20 and down to the 6. The first big play for this Chargers offense has them set up 1st and goal. 37 yards on the ground.
Now, great protection to begin with, but the Niners are playing man-to-man defense here. Nobody has their eyes on the quarterback. So once Lance breaks the pocket, there's the race is on.
He was sailing on his way all the way to the 6. So 1st and goal. And the handoff for Vidal. He could not escape. Got tripped up immediately in the backfield by Ukawanu.
Well, the 49ers in that practice against the Chargers, defensively their line play was outstanding, and we're seeing that tonight. Chargers got the better of the 49ers in the passing game, but you can see the 49ers up front are shutting down this run game so far, except for Lance.
Let's see if Lance can record a touchdown this go-round. On play action, he finds Matlock inside the 5. He'll drive the pile forward to the 3, and it's 3rd down and goal, as Wallow did not allow him to get much further.
You know, with Matlock, he's trying to get in the end zone here, but he can't spin and try to get away from anybody. He's got to overpower that tackler. He weighs nearly 300 pounds. Very versatile athlete.
He wears it well. Midway through this 2nd quarter, Chargers trying to get the first touchdown on the board. First real threatening opportunity. Vidal split out. Empty set for Lance. Niners bring 4. Lance, fade. Lambert Smith couldn't bring it in. Tight coverage in the corner of the end zone, and Jack Jones breaks it up to force 4th down.
Going for the fade route to KLS. Ball slightly underthrown. Did not really get it up high enough. You can see how high KLS gets up in the air, but the ball doesn't get up quite high enough. Hits Jones right in the back of the helmet.
So it'll be a field goal attempt for Cameron Dicker from 21 yards out. And that is a chip shot that he could hit with his eyes closed. Ties the game at 3. It was a 37-yard rush by Lance that got him in business. The rest of the team today,
0 yards rushing.
that's right, is almost none.
Well, it's embarrassing, really, when you think about it. A whole half of play.
It was one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL, of course, eventually leading to Brock Purdy, which has been an outstanding fit. With a flag down, Cowing is going to look to reverse field. Gets it across the 25, stays on his feet around the 30, and finally dragged down at the 40-yard line, but we'll wait for the penalty.
Now, this is against San Francisco. It was thrown as soon as the ball was kicked, which tells me there was an illegal alignment by the 49ers.
And using the counting method, never a great sign either.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 29. Los Angeles has chosen to re-kick with a 5-yard penalty.
So Kyle Shanahan will compute it all in his head. But with a re-kick 5-yard penalty, Chargers are going to try to see what they can get. Special teams coordinator Ryan Ficken is trying to explain exactly what he was looking to do after that penalty.
Well, you know, it's preseason, and this is a chance to practice.
Correct.
And nobody wants to run under a kick twice. But some of these guys are obviously playing for their football lives. And this is a way to make an impression, get something on tape,
and we've
to
really
show your hustle and desire.
To your point, we've really seen the special teams coordinators flex a little bit more since the dynamic kickoff has come into play, showing that strategy during the regular and postseason in particular. And those knuckleball kickers, the guys that have showcased that they can go out there and be Tim Wakefield a little bit, or R.A. Dickey.
Aren't all kickers little knuckleheads?
No, knuckleballers.
Oh, knuckleballers.
Yeah.
They're related.
Are they also with the Scoundrels? It's going to be a touchback this time as Cowing just falls on top of it. So for San Francisco, those first 2 drives looked efficient, 24 plays, 103 yards. The last 2, 6 plays have gone 4 yards. The Chargers defense has locked in a bit more, and Dicker finally gets the score even here. And so they will get everything lined up properly and get this ball to the 35-yard line. But that is the other thing with the dynamic kickoff, where field position now is at such a place that 1 or 2 chunk gains and you're automatically in field goal range, especially with the leg that some of these kickers have showcased over the last couple seasons.
And especially if your name's Dicker, the kicker.
Jones on play action, rainbow, perfectly delivered. Jordan Watkins turns upfield and picks up a couple more to the 41-yard line.
And the play action pass gave Jones a little bit more time to find the speedy receiver down the field. There's the fake, good pocket, perfect throw.
Watkins was targeted 10 times last week in the game against Tennessee. On the pitch this time, it's McCormick finding the space, and McCormick, the burners, caught up just in time. Down the field, Kendall Williamson makes a tackle to save a touchdown.
Well, the blocking is outstanding, obviously, but how about that move? Fake to the inside, bounce to the outside, then turned on the Jets before Williamson can deny him.
So Zeus White, the big back, will be in there on 1st and goal with a flag down. Free rusher, and a dangerous throw is knocked down. Avery Smith got hands on it and thought he might have had an interception, but we wait for the penalty.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 men moving without getting reset. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That is the 4th penalty of the night for the Niners.
Yeah, the pressure by Andre Carter forced that ill-advised attempt by Mac Jones, but it would.
Start out of the eye with McCormick and Braden Willis. Putting Hayden Rucci in motion on 1st and goal now from the 9. McCormick up the gut. He is stymied. Gained 2 yards on that carry. Remember, the Chargers won the toss, elected to receive. Colson adds to his tally with that stop. And he's going to be somebody that the Chargers are watching. Taken in the 3rd round in 2024 after he won a national title with Jim Harbaugh in his final season at Michigan. Had such high hopes for what he would be, but he's dealt with injuries his first 2 seasons, missed all of last year. McCormick, patience, staying up for the touchdown. And the first pay dirt of the night belongs to San Francisco. And Sincere McCormick, the 3rd-year man out of UTSA.
Let's check it out to make sure he gets all the way in the end zone before that knee goes down. Hard to tell from that angle as he stretches across the goal line. But you like to see the guy rewarded after he brought the ball all the way down inside the 5-yard line on that long run.
So Pinheiro will come on. Touchdown is confirmed. And the extra point is good. 4 plays down the field, 65 yards in under 2 minutes. It was the big rush and then the touchdown rush as we check in with Jamie Maggio.
Noah Dan,
Baby calf.
Excuse me.
Yes, he was, the way he was showing
I
it.
think the term is birthing.
Birthing?
Yes.
The way he said it was pull out.
I think he was calling signals.
And there's a solid return to the 29-yard line from Patterson. The other thing he said on that Fairlife tour, said there was a young kid there who his main question was, all I want to do is play college football. What advice do you have for me? And his advice was drink all the milk you can.
Well, it worked for Jim.
It sure did. Here he is. And by the way,
He didn't drink enough milk.
Vidal stays in there in the backfield. Matlock as well. Pitch it by Dell. Good blocking. And gets it just across the 30. This Niners defense has been dialed in against the run.
Well, they're getting penetration from the D-line and pursuit by the linebackers. Looked like Vidal had something going there, but the pursuit got him once he cracked the D-line.
San Francisco lost defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, who's now the head coach in Tennessee. But they brought back Raheem Morris, first season as Niners defensive coordinator after 2 seasons as the Falcons head coach. He was a DC with the Rams under Sean McVay. That's a big hit after the catch, but Keandre Lambert-Smith keeps the hands. Jack Jones delivers the boom, and it's a pickup across the 35 to set up 3rd and short.
Now, this is a heck of a catch by Lambert-Smith. There's the shot he takes there, and he'll spend a couple of moments on the sidelines getting checked out. That was a pick-a-rib type of hit by the defender.
Good to see him just get up and walk off. That blindside shot. So now an empty set for Lance. Chargers 1 for 6 on 3rd down so far. Lance, time runs out. Flag is down. Lance going to run again. And he'll slide down across the 45 with the penalty. Lance playing against his former team, showcasing that speed. And we'll see if this is coming back.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 86 was covered up by another eligible receiver. The 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
And again, Gadsden covered up.
Well, you know, it's the Chargers are really hurting themselves with penalties, because on 3 big plays, a pass play of 21 yards, one of 18 yards, and that 11-yard run by Lance, all wiped out by penalty.
So a 3rd down and 8. You do see Devontae Ross, the rookie out of Penn State, who had a couple of impressive moments last week against Houston, including the touchdown catch from DJ Uiagalelei. He's in there. Darius Davis in motion. Lance over the middle. It was behind Davis. He took another pop, and it's incomplete. So Davis now going to feel the effects of that shot. Ashton Davis delivered that hit. 4th down. J.K. Scott back out there.
Yeah, the ball thrown behind Davis. Davis kind of ran out of that zone. He needs to settle down there and give the quarterback a target. And the quarterback, Lance, has got to see that linebacker out in front.
So Cowing will get another opportunity at a Scott punt. He's had a couple of brilliant placements already. And again, the hang time showcased Cowing from the 16. Trying to get to the edge and does. Gets a block. Now down the sideline. Keeps his footing across the 40. Cowing with one to beat, and he does. He's going to go. Jacob Cowing. House call. Touchdown Niners. 84 yards.
Niners got real lucky there. They could have been called for an illegal block in the back right as he got to the sideline. No flag on the play, but watch from the left side of the screen. That block right there should have been called illegal. And now J.K. Scott says, plays the Matador.
After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, San Francisco bench, non-uniform player left the bench area into the end zone. That's a 15-yard penalty on the try.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty on the extra point. See, Trent Williams loved it from Cowing, who in his career has an 8.8-yard average. His longest punt return went 30 yards, and Deebo Samuel enjoying himself a little too much. That was the flag called, so Piñeiro's going to have an extra point from way deep, and it doesn't matter. He puts it through. 84-yard return from the speedster and Jacob Cowing, and now the Chargers find themselves in a hole. Ozier and Amar Johnson are back deep for this kick return. And it is taken by Johnson, the star from last week, from the goal line. Trying to retaliate, gets it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. The Chargers Impact Fund is a nonprofit charity dedicated to empowering youth, generating access, and creating opportunity. To learn how you can help make a difference, visit chargers.com/impact. So now you've got under 3 to play, all 3 timeouts in the 2-minute warning for this Chargers offense. You're going to have to kick off in the second half, and if you're Trey Lance, this could be your final drive of the game.
Well, he's been the highlight so far with his legs, basically. A couple of real nice runs, and the only running back to make a difference.
Give it to Vidal, and again, he just runs into what feels like a force field from this Niners defense. Picks up 2 yards, and that stop was made by Okoronkwo. Second and 7 upcoming for this Chargers. Jim Harbaugh mentioned to us, look, they showcased that they could do it. They showcased they could play at a ridiculously high level last week in all 3 phases of the game. We want to see consistency. There's no excuses now to not play at that level all the time. We'll see what they can do to finish this first half into the second. That's a good one right there. Right into the pocket for Devontae Ross, and he'll meander his way to midfield. Picks up 16. No real rush here for LA. They will take this down to the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes to play, all 3 timeouts for the Chargers.